Last time you guys played, we kind of recapped. You guys started inside the gladiator prison. You encountered 5 guards. Thought they were tough. You guys put them on notice. It was embarrassing for them. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You guys made not men out of 5 grown men.
Yeah,
That's
what I do.
And then you also broke out completely successfully. There was some door punching. Some guards were killed.
Oh yeah.
Things went wild. You guys broke out, saw a blooded trail leading behind these tall walls that were into the actual encampment. We're like, nah, bro, that's not the life we're trying to live, and bolted. You guys are currently about a half a day's travel west of the prison. It is time to take a rest. Your ranger, Malka, found a fantastic place to rest. You guys feel pretty safe. We left it here to find out if there's anything you guys want to do throughout the night during your... So every night you guys will usually have about 6 hours of sleep and about 2 hours of downtime. Is there anything special you guys want to do?
For 8 hours.
So Grok does not help in watch at all. You guys are like,
Yeah,
watch rotation, the Grok's just already asleep.
Yep. I'll take a watch. That's pretty much all I'm gonna do is just like
Sleep setting
hang
up.
out, sleep, and then watch for bad guys.
And I do believe, Cobalt, you can actually do the entire watch yourself if you like. You still require 8 hours to finish a long rest, but for you, 4 of it is done in some kind of like weird skeleton trance thing, and the other 4 you can just do whatever the hell you want.
Pretty
So,
much.
yeah, we want to kind of nap for 4 while Grok's out here watching.
Yeah, I'll watch. I'll take first watch because then I can just sleep.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys all find a very peaceful night. Grok, you tough it out. You're tired. Your leg still hurts. Man, that drum thing that did not work out well
That
at
drum
all.
thing real hurt.
So like you like low key spent the whole time just like rubbing your thigh out, trying to get that the cramp out. You work it out. It's all
While
good
he's
now.
doing that, I kind of give him a bit of a look. It's like, do you want me to fix that drum for you?
I can blow some glass drums for you.
Well, in that case, I'll take his drum and I'll spend about a minute just chanting randomly in Draconic. Since the other people that speak Draconic are probably asleep, they wouldn't hear this.
Yeah.
And I'll just go ahead and cast Mending on his drum.
And just like that, Grok, you see Cobalt take your drum kit. He does his chanting in Draconic, which I don't think you speak, so it's just gibberish to you.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you kind of see the leather that goes with the top of the drum seal back up and can become perfect. It looks like it was never broken.
What is happening on my screen? Who is dying in the background?
It's Chris.
Oh, okay. Let's see how loud I can play my drums in the middle of the night, shall we? Because he fixed it.
Yeah, give me that performance check.
Sounds like the kind of dumb shit I do. Hey, look at that.
Yeah. you got to try him out. It's looking pristine.
Good job.
And it's this weird, like, Muay Thai drum style you made up. So it's like you start pounding away, and all of a sudden there's like random elbows coming through. And before, like it had a little bit of give, and now that's been mended, it's perfect. You drop this fat bass when the elbow drop comes in. It's on point.
How many people did it wake up? That's the question.
I will say with that roll, everyone.
Yeah.
So all of you are disturbed halfway through the night of sleep. All of a sudden, you guys, it sounds like a rave is going on, but just all through drums.
Nice.
It's like you stay the night at Dr. Dre's house, and halfway through the night, he's like, I gotta make one of those West Coast beats.
West Coast beats.
So you guys still finish your rest, but yeah, you're a little bag-eyed in the morning. You guys do make it through the night peacefully. Nothing comes even close to the camp. You guys can thank Malka for that fantastic roll he made in order to find a safe spot.
Hooray!
And I will throw the map back up so we can kind of see where you guys are at.
Did we get any experience from fighting the dudes in the previous place?
You sure did. You guys are about a third of the way to your next level.
This map.
Yeah, no, it takes up my whole fucking monitor.
Yeah, so we're never going to fight on this map. It's just a part of the world map. I can work on making a smaller, like, more section piece of it again. This is actually only half of the world map.
It wouldn't be so bad if I could put it in like the background and have everything on top of it.
Or if I could scroll normally because I'm just kind of zoomed in on this dock above the Maritime Guild.
So if you scroll out a little bit, it should zoom out for you.
Yeah, it's still not working.
So zoom out and put your like cursor kind of toward the right of like the wild coast, and slowly zoom in, and like where your cursor at is where it starts to zoom in at.
Yeah. So,
If you want a smaller map, you can right click and there's in the upper right hand corner there's an arrow pointing at a circle that says minimize.
yeah, it just minimizes the whole thing.
Or sorry, no, you can do the 2 windows that'll say resize,
resize.
and you can smaller size it.
Yep. It makes
Hey,
it.
look at that.
Yeah. So let's
It's
see
actually
here.
pretty good because I can just do. Can I use like arrow keys or something?
No, the bottom right, there's this weird little like thing that lets
No,
you
it's not.
drag it around.
It's not even on my screen anymore. So I know what it looks like. We're good.
It's fine. So for those of you who can still see it, that little circle is basically where you guys are. Every hex is about 2 days worth of travel at normal pace.
If I remember correctly, aren't we going to Wild Coast?
No, I believe our intent was to go the exact opposite direction of Wild Coast.
I
Yeah.
thought the Wild Coast is where like the black market, and that's probably where the bandits are hanging out anyway.
You. I thought we were like, I don't know where we're going.
So last time you guys talked, you had mentioned you wanted to go out into the Monster Hills, which is west, in order to see if you guys could find some of your own people.
Oh, that's right.
So do you
Okay.
guys want to continue on that path?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Yes.
So give me a marching order if you guys don't mind.
Marching order.
Yep.
Can I march in stealth?
Yes, but marching in stealth slows you down a little bit, so you guys would be starting to push like the 3 days per hex pace at that point.
All right, let's not do that.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say me, then Matt, then Beeb, or me, or Grok, then Malka, then Norman, then Cobalt, then Zan.
All right.
Put the big guys on the ends, keep the squishy guys in the middle.
Sounds like a plan. So you guys start walking forward, and Grok, since you're up front, you get to make the perception checks. I will say you and Malchus, since Malchus is just one behind you, and he's pretty good at stuff like this. So if you guys can both throw perception checks into the tower for me.
Matt, what? So we both do?
Yeah.
Done did
Yeah,
that.
skills.
Where's Matt?
I think you're supposed
Sorry.
to do it in the
Yeah.
tower, so we don't see it.
Oh, well,
It's alright. You can get it next time.
too late.
Perception.
Alright. So you guys are feeling like you're seeing everything. As you guys walk, you guys are like pointing out random birds and like misshapen rocks and things like that. And it's because
That's a bird, and that's a rock, and that's a bird, and that's a rock.
I've killed 27 squirrels. They're
Tree.
the enemy of my people.
And it is because of that that you guys notice as you travel, and you guys are kind of in a grassy plains kind of area, so you guys get some pretty good distance and everything. And there's a couple trees and little thickets pop up every once in a while. For the most part, it's dominantly just open plain. And you guys notice this really awkward tree setup.
Yeah.
As
It's
you
a
guys
square.
approach, you guys notice that on one of the trees there's it's kind of a sign nailed to it.
Okay.
Interested in this, I will walk straight up to the sign and start reading it.
Okay.
Good thing you did, because Grok no read.
So the first thing you notice is it's actually written in multiple languages. The
Grok maybe read.
the first language is Common. The second language is Elven.
Okay, well I can't read this. Anybody here read Elven?
You read common. You said
Yes,
it's in
but I can only
common
read
and
part of it.
Yep. So you read the part that's in common, and it says, basically, for those who are skilled, you may attempt for the gold, but many have fallen, particularly those too bold. And at that point, you kind of look around, and that's when you notice that just south of that giant tree is a large tree is a giant pit.
fight pit.
No, can I
Fight pit?
check for any? I'm guessing that's a natural hazard.
Yeah, you don't have to check very hard. You get even kind of close, you look down, and there are 4 horrible-looking monsters scurrying around inside. You notice the walls are pretty much sheer, so even when they see you guys and take notice of your presence and try to claw up at you, you notice they just can't find purchase in the side of the wall. It's at that point you notice that there is a kind of a deadish-looking tree that sprouts up from the side of it, a rope, and then a bag hanging from the rope just dangled over this huge pit.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna start taking my clothes off.
So, and those monsters you guys see, they look like giant cockroaches. They're kind of rust-colored in their appearance.
Fuck. That's neat.
And as soon as they take notice of your presence, I'm going to drag you guys all on the map at this point, so you guys can kind of move yourselves around and show where you're going to be.
Can you? Where's the tree at? Like in the pit?
The tree comes from the right wall and goes
Uh-huh.
out until the dead middle. It's about 15 feet to the middle of the pit, and it dangles directly over the middle of the pit, and it's below pit level.
So that little mushroom thing in the middle there is that bag you're referring to?
Correct.
Okay.
So if Gronk threw me, let's say, across the pit, could I grab it and fly out?
He'd have to kind of throw you at a little bit of a downward angle. So you would probably have to try to grab the rope and swing up the other side. And I will remind you that while Grok is very muscular and whatnot, it's kind of a tone muscle, more like a Michael Phelps swimmer's body. Zan is the one who really doesn't skip leg day.
Alright, so
Like, Zan has a tattoo across his back that says, "Swole's the goal."
So is anybody dumb enough to jump in?
What's
I
turn
mean-
order?
We haven't decided that we're fighting yet.
Yeah, at this
Oh.
point, it's on initiative. You guys are just solving or deciding how you're going to approach this. And from what you can tell, there's nothing forcing this. It's just a sign on a tree.
So, could I try to use? Could I try and shoot one arrow right after the other, one at the rope and the one right behind it towards the bottom of the bag? Try and catch it and send it flying over the pit.
Not over the pit, it's within the pit.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
it's
it's
within the pit?
under the
Okay.
threshold. Yeah, sorry, it's really hard to show on the map, but the pit's actually 20 to 25 feet deep, and the bag
Okay.
is actually under the ground level.
Okay.
I will say,
I
basically,
say we-
with your ranger knowledge, you know that if you might be able to shoot an arrow and get it swinging a little bit, and you might be able to get some momentum, trying to swing it up out of the pit, would be a pretty tough shot.
So how far is? So it's. I'm not moving. I'm gonna move my character to ask a question, but I'm not putting him in the pit. Got it?
Yep, for sure.
So from here to here to here to here, how many feet is that?
15. Yeah, 15 feet out, and the bag probably sets around 7 to 10 feet below ground level.
How much space is between the bag and the bottom of the pit?
So it's 10 feet, they're 20-foot wall, so 10 feet.
Yep.
Okay. Grok has a question. Are we going to fight for that bag?
I would be down, but I would like to set up first attack.
So this is what Grok think. Grok, move here. Damn it. Arrow guy shoot bag, Grok jump to bag. Either Grok make it or Grok fight.
Or I'm super athletic. I can make this jump. So
So am I.
Oh, okay. All right.
What's your plus on athletics?
5.
You're more athletic than I am, so you should make the jump.
If the tree's sticking out of the side of a pit, why don't we just lower you down onto the tree?
Can we just like walk on the branch and then like pull that?
Great question. So you guys start looking at the tree, really suspect. You guys realize that it is not in great shape and probably won't support much weight at all.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a
God.
goblin that way. Like,
Grok got another idea. Norman, come here.
You want to rip that thing out of the ground?
No, I want to throw Norman at it.
well, let Zane throw me.
Again, why don't we remove the risk of you falling into a pit filled with monsters and just lower you down slowly?
I mean,
But he just said it's not going to cover our weight. So we can't lower him down slowly because the bag's in the middle of the pit. He'd have to walk across the tree and then climb down, then climb back up. Or I
He's
could
a
just
goblin.
chuck him.
He's not exactly heavy.
Or I could just chuck him at the bag. He can grab it and then land on the other side with a swing.
I mean, I'm down for it.
Or we could just fight these fucking things.
I mean, you've seen them?
I mean, they're not like two. There's like one big one, I guess.
Is there?
The monsters, no, they're 4 about equal size. They're pretty big.
Oh,
They're-
sorry, I was looking at the.
Yeah, they're as
I
big
saw
as
the border reds.
they're as
Yeah.
big as you guys are.
Okay.
I mean, they are
So-
medium creatures. They are not small.
So yeah, we had a couple options here then.
I mean, I can try to walk on it. I mean, my acrobatics is a 5.
And Cobalt, I will say, as soon as you get near the edge, they all start to swarm toward you, but they don't seem to take much notice. They don't take as much notice or interest in Norman or Grok.
So why don't we just let Sneaky Boy sneak down, grab it?
Maybe these guys are like these things are like dogs. Are they animals? Can I use animal handling on them?
You can definitely try.
What's your animal handling?
3.
Okay, I'm gonna do it after him. I've got +4.
So, yeah, you guys can do it individually, or one of you can do it with advantage.
Let Matt do it with advantage.
I concur.
Good curve.
And then if that doesn't work, then we'll use Chris's athletics to do some dumb shit. He's here, Chels.
Roll one more. You didn't click the advantage button.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
So you get close. You kind of lean over the pit a little bit. Oh, and one thing, just so we're on the record, I will never like put you guys in a place where you're gonna die. So if I have you guys doing stuff for story reasons, I promise not to hurt you with it. So
Okay.
you kind of lean over the pit a little bit. You secure your footing. You're good. You start to try to figure out how you're gonna use animal handling on these things, and you realize that they're not animals. They appear to be monstrosities. Go ahead and make a nature check for me. We'll say with advantage since you're being assisted by Zan.
So I don't have a star next to it. What does that mean?
No star means you're not proficient in it,
Okay.
so your rolls just won't be quite as good.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, I didn't do that.
No, that's alright. Like we'll talk more about the star thing later on. There'll be points where that actually matters a ton, but for now it just means that you were not as good at it.
It didn't come up. Nature.
And you don't have to do that in the tower. You can just click advantage, then double click the number. It'll roll for you in the chat.
Come on. Sorry, using a laptop trackpad. There we go.
Yep, that's good enough. So I'm gonna give you some information that you kind of figure out, and like you kind of recall back through your travels and all the stories you've heard, and you being one of the more traveled members of the group, you do all of a sudden remember like, oh, these things are probably rust monsters, and you would know a ton about them, but you know that they are generally underground scavengers, and they eat and destroy metal. So the reason they are rust colored is because it's literally what happens if any metal touches them. You guys are pretty smart. You guys gather pretty quickly that Cobalt literally covered in metal. There's chainmail armor, big metal shield.
What happened?
Tasty target. You guys realize these are rust monsters and that they're likely drawn to Cobalt because he's covered in metal.
Oh, okay.
So
I would also add that, Malka, you probably know that 4 of them, probably doable. Not the easiest fight.
They're also in a shooting barrel.
Dangle him down there. Oh, someone runs in and snatches his back down.
do we have any rope?
I got
I
rope.
have rope.
I think we all do.
All right. Let's tie me up to this tree behind me, and I will kind of like go down and try to walk on the tree. And worst case scenario, the tree breaks and I just fall and hit the side, and you guys pull me back up before
Might have steak.
they eat me.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm down
Well,
with
it's kind
that.
of like you wanted to use them as bait, basically, then have someone else run down. That's what I was thinking.
I can do it.
Norman.
Well,
Norman
since
is
they're
in
following me, I'll move the opposite side of where Norman is and the tree are at.
Okay, so I won't move everything away around just for the sake of speed here. So Cobalt moves the opposite side. They immediately kind of track with them. And you guys take your rope. You have about 50 feet of rope normally. You guys could tie segments together if you wanted to. You get it tied around the tree nice and good. I need someone to make a sleight of hand check.
A what?
Sleight of hand.
For tying the rope?
Yes, sir.
I'm +5 at it.
Have at it.
Yeah.
If it would be easier, I can literally weld the rope to itself.
Yeah.
That seems the safest.
Literally everyone goes, no, that's a great idea. Let's just do that. Yeah, we.
I was like, I don't know if he's joking or not.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
let's do that.
So in that case, I'll walk over to where the rope is tied. I'll shear off just a little bit of it on the end and where it's gonna tie to, and I'll cast mending and meld it together.
Fucking nice.
Well, yeah, I like it. So you do that.
And-
Do you do that for the tree and for Norman?
Both, yes.
All right, so Norman, you feel secure. I mean, like you're a pretty good knot tire, but damn, that is handy.
That's a good dude.
All you can think about how helpful this would have been when you were fighting the squirrels back in the day. All right, so I want to make sure I understand your guys' plan. Norman, you're going to try to like run across the tree, grab the bag, and then run back. And if the tree falls, you're wanting to try to swing to the side, right?
Well, no, I'm gonna fall and hit the side, right? Like the physics, man. I'm gonna fall and smack the side of the fucking pit, and they're gonna pull me back up.
I mean, we get like. Should we then have someone shoot an arrow here to knock this thing down so he can grab it and we can just yank him back up?
Oh, we could do that, yeah. Yeah.
That seems like a pretty good idea.
So the plan is to do what with the arrow?
If the tree falls, as it's falling, they'll shoot the arrow, knock the bag down. I'll pick the bag up, and they'll pull me up.
All right.
I don't know what's in the bag, but I guess we don't want you to hit the bag.
All right. So
Probably based off how my previous adventures have gone.
I'm going to take a lineman-style 3-point stance in case I have to bolt into this motherfucker and shoulder check a rust monster out of the way.
I dig it. So Norman,
Me too.
I need you to make. So Zan, are you gonna line up where?
Say what? Sorry.
Where are you gonna line up at?
Oh, sorry. I just moved. I clicked on that by accident.
Oh no, you're good. Okay. So I'll say you know that if you get close to the pit, some of the rust monsters will travel toward you, because you two
Okay.
are caked in metal.
Gotcha.
Over
Alright.
here to take aim at the bag, just in case.
Okay, Norman, I need an acrobatics check.
All right, Norman.
Did I do that right?
Yep, you did perfect. Norman, you step out, and right away you're like, oh god, I hate this. I hate everything. Because the tree kind of gives a little bit. You hear the soil kind of fall away from the roots in the side of the wall, but it doesn't fall. You tiptoe out. The tree starts to bend just a hair with your weight, and more soil falls, but nothing bad happens yet. You get all the way to the end, and you realize that moment, literally only you could have done this. I need you to make a...
Sleight of hand, I would assume.
Well, I actually want you to make a Constitution check for me. And this is for your concentration while you pull this bag up from the rope that it's dangling down on, and making sure your footing and everything else stays good.
Is that a save?
It's a check. It's the
You
left
want
side.
some? Water?
And your concentration is unwavering. You pull, hand over hand pull this rope up. It actually feels a little heavy. There's probably some money in here. You get it up to the top. You have the bag. You pull out the dagger. You cut the rope off the end of the bag, and now you have the bag in your hand. I see one more acrobatics check to get back.
I swear if I fall, I'm pissed.
Come on, Norman.
You pivot your
Moving
weight.
closer.
You pivot your weight, and the branch breaks you're on. And with the decline of the tree and everything else, you're going to swing and be basically foot level with the bottom of this pit. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me to see if you can like maintain your balance as you go into the wall and you're good, or if you're just smacking the side of it.
So
Dexterity saving throw. Actually, with the save that good, the branch breaks. You manage to grab the rope and actually pull yourself up and just kind of run up the branches it's breaking, get back on the tree, and just bolt back to the grass. The whole
Nice.
tree tumbles in.
You rolled a fucking 20.
It was real good. The whole tree collapses into the pit. The rust monsters start raging and run over there to attack it until they realize there's no metal and they're going to starve to death in this hole. You have a bag full of money.
Hooray!
Yay!
You take it out and you realize that there is 80 gold pieces, 700 silver pieces, and 2,700 copper pieces.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
So the way loot works real quick, since we haven't really talked about this, is really, really easy. I drag parcels into places, and then it automatically distributes the money evenly between you.
Oh, cool.
what if I don't want that?
You're gonna,
fight you.
yeah, I was say you're
Give
gonna
it
keep
to
it.
Brock.
You're gonna keep it. With,
No.
Like with all these crazy dudes who are willing to jump in a pit with monsters they had no idea about. You're gonna be like, nah, it's my gold, bro. I got it.
I mean, we could just pick you up and throw you in the pit.
Yeah.
You could, yes.
You really want to be in there.
I mean, if you want to die in the second session, I guess that's your choice. I believe in character agency. So yeah, divided amongst you guys. You guys all got a little chunk of the gold.
Oh, cool.
And all the money.
How do I get to my inventory?
It's on your
Inventory
character
on the
sheet.
character sheet.
It's
Here you go, guys. We'll split this evenly.
Jesus. That's some money.
Good find.
31 gold, 140 silver, and 540 copper. Nothing
This was
fucking-
a profitable detours. Should we go to the west to the town? Spend some monies?
I mean, are we...
I need one.
Ah!
I need 1 second. I'm gonna pull a couple people down to DM chat and talk to you guys for a sec. So only you two see this. So at the same time this all happens, and it's targeted toward you, Malka, an arrow is silently shot right next to your foot with a note wrapped around it. Norman, you take notice of it just because your past perception is that good. What do you do?
didn't. I want to use my perception to see if I can catch a glimpse of who shot it.
You can't. You kind of read the trajectory a little bit. It definitely came from one of the trees, particularly the ones kind of the ones you're backward to. But it was shot with such accuracy and stealth, you're having a hard time pinning it down.
Okay. I want to pick it up and kind of look over at Norman and nod my head to get your attention and bring you over.
Okay, Norman, your perception is the highest in the group, so you would 100% see this.
I already started walking over.
Okay, Malka, you need to make a sleight of hand check for me to see if you can pick it up discreetly enough for no one else to notice. And Norman, I need to know if you're going to help him kind of hide it with your body.
Yes, I will help him hide with my itty bitty body.
Okay, we'll go ahead and make a sleight of hand check with advantage for me then, please. Actually, don't worry about it. Your roll is fantastic.
Okay.
So yeah, you just kind of like bend just a hair and kind of kick the arrow up with your foot. You're a ranger. You can play with arrows all the time in boredom. And yeah, you have an arrow with a note attached to it.
Okay. I want to take it off and read it real quick.
It is an Elven. Do you speak that?
Fuck. I don't believe so. I'm looking for...
I think if you click on the common, the language section, it tells you everything you speak.
Oh, you're right.
Nope. You speak a
No.
bunch of stuff, but not quite that.
Do we have anyone in the group that speaks Elven?
Possibly
We'll have
not.
to ask. Yeah, I
There's
don't think we do.
there's one line at the bottom you can read.
Okay, what's the language in?
It isn't common. You notice that it's very similar to the sign that was on the tree, and the style kind of seems to match up pretty well. Like maybe, if not the same person, someone with a very similar upbringing, like in writing style, would have written this.
Okay. What's it say?
It says, "You've passed the first test. We will continue to watch. Continue to
Okay.
prove yourself, and perhaps we can require your assistance."
Okay. I want to... I kind of look over at Norman and just kind of raise where my eyebrows should be, my ridges, and just kind of ask, like, hey man, should we probably share this with the rest of the group, yeah?
Yes,
Oh yeah, I think we should.
Okay, then let's go back to the group and let's tell them what it is we saw, and then read off the letter again.
Okay, and how this is written, is this familiar to anything in my past? Like, would I know this common handwriting?
No, for you. It's just handwriting. The words are definitely too well put together for like normal Goblin language. You know common just from passing by and just because everyone is common. But yeah,
Okay.
definitely not something you would have been exposed to before.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go back.
Welcome back.
So Norman and I kind of gesture to get the group together, and say, hey, somebody from off in that direction, and just kind of gesture, shot a well-placed arrow at my feet with this note attached. And I kind of open it up and show everybody the top half is an Elven, and at the bottom there's common. And it matches up kind of with like what the note is on the tree. Kind of looks like it's either the same person or the same... Ray, help me out.
So, you guys realize that the formatting and kind of the way the letters are written, it is likely the same person who wrote the sign on the tree. The same kind of setup. The majority of the messages in Elven, but there's a small part in Common. And it's actually in your inventory, Malka, if you want to read it to them. If you hit the shield next to the secret note at the bottom, it says what it says.
Inventory. Secret note. Okay. So it says at the bottom, you passed the first test. We will continue to watch. Continue on this path, and we could use your assistance.
All right.
Grok don't like that.
It's a little creepy that they can't just come and talk to us.
Well,
I'm
I
just
mean,
We do have an undead with us, so kinda gotta be kinda careful.
That is fair. I can't
Grok
argue
think
with
that sound racist.
Oh, I know, but we don't know who they are, and they don't know who we are.
Grok think Goblin racist.
Norman gravels at Grok's feet. I apologize.
So I look at Grok and I say, there we go.
You didn't want the black going down in the hole down there, did you?
Alright, so for those of you who can't see the stream, right now Malka is speaking Orcish to the only person who speaks Orcish.
Is it possible for our ranger to make a check to see if there's any more of these trials nearby?
I'll definitely say you guys can keep an eye out for other things that stick out like this to see if you come across another one. It'll just make sure that you guys pay extra attention to your perception checks going forward.
Okay. Let me grab the note that's on the tree and put it in my bag.
So the note of the tree is actually kind of on a plank of wood.
Okay.
You could probably like break it in half and fit it in your bag, but it's not going to be super easy or conducive to carry around.
Okay. I'll leave it be then.
Okay.
Hardy RR.
Yeah, you can't take plankton with us.
All right. So you guys, is there anything else you guys want to do here? Or do you guys want to head back, get back to traveling?
Just gonna take note of where we found this, so that way, I don't know if I need to bring it back up in the future and be like, yeah, that's about where we were when we found it, when we found said note.
Okay.
Okay. So here's a. Do we know which direction the arrow came from?
North, because race.
We kind of noticed it coming from behind Malachi. Am I right, Ray? It came from that direction.
Yeah, it definitely came from possibly one of the surrounding trees. Definitely from kind of the back of Malika. It was really hard to tell. It was really well placed and shot with some expertise.
I have to say, note or regardless, anybody who shoots an arrow at somebody they don't know just seems like an enemy.
Yep.
I agree. I think we should be very, very careful treading forward as we head to our destination in the west.
With that in mind, let's line back up and keep marching.
Okay.
Agreed.
Oh God.
All right. So.
Oh shit. Oh, dear
Encounter
God.
die!
Yeah, I just saw a bunch of dice roll in the background. I can't.
So my favorite thing is like no matter why I do it, it always freaks out every player.
Oh God.
So
I didn't say anything, so I was like, huh, there's dice there. I wonder what's going on, but that's
Some shit, man.
So you guys continue to travel. You guys make it through most of the rest of the day without much event.
Is it night?
Not quite yet. It's getting close. You guys kind of continue to travel. You come across what's pretty normal, just a couple little rock outcroppings and stuff. And I'll make sure I get the marching order correct. It is rock, Malka, Norman, Cobalt, and then Zan.
On the gate?
Big boys.
Alright, so you guys continue to travel, and then, unfortunately, before you guys can even really take it in, you find yourselves, all these creepy little eyes start popping up around these rocks, and you guys hear this horrible hissing sound as 4 giant wolf spiders kind of like creep up out of the rock.
Oh.
And their stealth roll was far superior to your guys' perception, so they will get a surprise round on you.
Man, fuck spiders.
So the way surprise rounds work in 5e, since we haven't done one yet, is we'll do a normal round of combat. You guys just don't get to do your turn. The one important thing to know, though, is once your turn happens, you do get your reaction at that point.
Okay.
So if you have a thing you can do with your action, then you have that ability. So with that, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, exactly. So the first spider runs up to you, Grok, and just sinks his teeth deep into you.
Good.
You take...
Good.
You take 4 points of damage, and it's right in your fucking thigh, too. It just hurts immediately.
Is that the same thigh?
Same thigh.
Earlier?
That thigh
Yeah,
is just
just
getting
fix that,
wrecked.
too.
Cocksuckers.
But, so all of a sudden you feel poison start to sink in your body, and you're like, the fuck is that? And you just flex your leg as hard as you can, and the mouth actually shoots off, and you guys see venom spray into the air. But luckily, you're unaffected.
So I sprayed poison out of my quad.
Yes, you flexed that hard.
Like so hard.
I flexed so hard that I just Did the poison hit the spider? Like, did it hurt the spider?
No, it kind of probably landed on him, but I mean, it's just poison. It's a lot like when it's your fluids. That's not really that big of a deal.
That's not how that works. If you eat poop, even if it's your poop, it's still gonna hurt you.
Dude, I mean, you're an orc. Don't get hung up on the details. Alright,
I feel like you should have all the details.
this one is going to run up and also attempt to bite you. And miss. This time he comes up and you just kind of smack him in the side of the head for even messing with you.
Nah!
Like, nah.
I'm a monk, bitch.
This one's going to run up and see Malka and be like, well, this needs to happen. And that is a hit.
That fucking sucks.
Oof.
That's not good.
Ouch. That's.
So it bites in you and it hurts bad. And it tries to inject the poison in you. And then you're like, yeah, not really a problem I have to deal with.
Poison.
Oh, is he immune? Is he poison?
He is.
Because he's a snake boy.
Yep.
Nice.
The most hated of all of you, though, by the way. This will come up later on.
Yeah.
That choice was not without consequence.
Yeah. Surprising. Matt picked the race that is hated by a lot of people.
And this one
Hate,
just
hate,
sees
hate.
this tasty little gnome or goblin and is like, dude, I'm about to
Whoa,
be about
whoa.
this life. And sure enough, he just chomps into Norman. And Norman, for you, it's like throat level. You're like throwing arms up, trying not to get your throat ripped out by a spider.
Oh God, get off me!
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh,
And when the damage
no.
sinks in, it hurts, and you are not able. You were so distracted trying to protect your neck that you weren't able to not let the thing seek him hard enough. You take 10 more points of damage, and you fall unconscious.
Is he dead?
No.
Yeah.
It's a special thing for these guys. When they knock you unconscious, you immediately stabilized, but you are paralyzed.
Dope.
Ah!
Wait, Grok just goes, peace.
Yeah,
Why?
like Grok's like, meh.
It's go
I
time.
mean, we already got the money. Alright, so this one's gonna attack you again, Grok, because you're right in front of him. That's a hit.
I think Ray's gonna kill us on our first fight.
So he bites
Fuck
you,
you,
and
bitch.
again, you this time, like before you can even really get the things in, you just punch him in the top of the head. You're not dealing with that poison
Does
shit.
it do damage?
No, it's for story.
Damn it.
Grok, you're up.
So, okay. I need to look up what an orc looks like in fucking D&D real quick.
Here, I can show you a picture.
Where's the turn order, or has it not come up yet?
You
Combat-
gotta click the
combat
combat
sword.
tracker.
There you go.
So-
That's an orc.
Where?
Sorry. That's an orc.
Yeah, that's the picture I just pulled up. So see them teeth?
Uh-huh.
Like mine are bigger.
I kind of, I'm contemplating.
You just want to
How-
bite him, don't you?
I will
How
say this.
much-
Like, no. Like, if you're doing it for flavor, I'll let almost anything go as long as we're not, like, actually bending stuff. If you just want to, like, for flavor, replace one of your attacks with a bite, go for it, dude.
Not really. I wanted to do some shit, but it doesn't make any sense in my brain. How heavy are these? How much do these spiders weigh?
They're medium creatures, so they're probably roughly the size of one of you guys.
Could I pick one up and hit another one with it? Could I hit a motherfucker with a motherfucker?
You can try.
What do I have to roll to do that? Better question.
It is athletics.
No, I'm just gonna punch the one in front of me.
That's it. Try to roll it on the spider next time, though.
Oh right.
You're good.
Is that 13?
Yeah, that's a hit. You're good. The one right in front of you, yeah, 13 is the one that's been biting on you. So you pull back and you punch straight through the eyeballs of the spider, and your fist goes through and then back out, and all of a sudden, like, there's just spider guts everywhere, and this thing just kind of makes this sound and just falls over dead. You still have an offhand attack.
I Can I hit the other one?
You sure can. You can hit 7 or 12.
Or could I just yell at one and scare it?
So if you're just gonna yell, that can be a free action unless you're trying to intimidate it.
That would be the point. Would be the intimidation. But
I'll let
I'm
you
just
give
gonna,
it. Okay.
I don't want to waste the free action when I could kill another one. You know.
Yeah.
I did not mean to do any of that shit.
It's alright. Both of them probably hit, so you're good.
Is that 7 right there? 7.
Yep, 7.
Yep, you do open palm this one right in the face, and you poke a couple eyes out, but it doesn't quite go down. Zan, you are up, and unfortunately, my friend, it is sunlight still.
Yeah, it's all kinds of fun. I just want to move over by Norman. If I can hit him with some. Can I use my lay on hands?
You know what? I'm gonna let it go this time. We're gonna say it's basically sunset, so not enough sun to actually bother you.
Okay.
Yes, you can use your lay on hands. Just drop a little plus sign onto Norman, and he will heal right up.
Oops, I just messed up here.
Yep.
A solid heal.
Yep. But that is your action to do that. So.
Right. Cool.
All right, Malka. You just saw Grok just start wiggling these things. You saw Zan run up and heal your rogue. What do you want to do? You will have disadvantage with your bow right now because you are in melee with 3 things.
Oops.
I can move catty corner.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to go 1.
You will attack attack of opportunity if you move away from one, though.
Correct.
Okay, let me look at what I've got skill-wise then. Oh, fuck it. I'm not about this, so I'm gonna use stealth. And try and, like...
Oh wait, how do I pull up the book?
Can stealth be used as an action to, like, try and go invisible?
So not quite. If you can use your action to disengage, that'll stop them from to hit you when you run away. But you're gonna need to break line of sight with them to actually stealth, which is also an action.
Alright, let me... I'm gonna have some faith. I'm gonna have some faith in my teammates. And I'm gonna actually just pull back my bow and shoot, like, straight at the... Actually, no, I have a sword, don't I?
You do.
So then, yeah, I'm gonna attack catty corner and just take a slice at giant wolf spider 7.
Okay.
What do I roll on that?
It's pretty much the same thing as
Oh,
attacking with your
just,
bow. Yeah, you just drop it on them. It's in your actions tab.
Yep.
Yeah, Malka, you reach down, you grab steel, and you just unleash on the spider. You hit, go and roll damage.
Yeah.
So you cleave through it, and for the sake of this, I think you actually have 2 short swords, so you can make an offhand attack since it's a light weapon.
Okay. Do I make another?
Yeah, it's another
roll
short
to see
sword.
if it-
Yep.
Okay. Oops. Oh, God, fuck this track bad. Okay, it goes right there.
That's also a hit. And with that second slice, you cleave the mandibles right off the front of it, and it just starts gushing out green, poisonous ooze, and it starts to seep into itself and just passes down dead. Cobalt, you're up.
Alright, so since I really, really don't like spiders, I'm going to attack this spider right here next to me with inflict wounds. And I miss.
So you reach out, and like you're so close, but you're like, "Fuck that! I'm not touching the spider." And you pull back at the last second.
That's it.
All right. This guy sees this giant dragon-looking thing roll up on it, and it's like, "Well, I'm not about that life." It goes to try to bite you, and you just pull your shield out and smack. Or sorry, you take the wide part of your blade, and you put it up, and it just bites into the blade. A little bit of blood starts to trickle down. This one is going to retaliate on you, Cobalt, for trying to touch it. It was mad you didn't finish the pet. Yeah, so it bites into you. Do you skeleton? Yeah.
I don't have blood. I can't really be poisoned.
Yeah, don't you guys have poison immunity? Wasn't that part of the deal?
I think that was part of it.
It makes sense.
Yes, you do have poison immunity. I just didn't give you a skill for. Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. There you go. Now I won't forget. So yeah, that would have sucked real bad. But you're like, I mean, there are some perks.
Now, since he laid on hands me, am I unparalyzed?
You are not. So the life comes back to you, and it's like waking up, but like your body not working. You're just like freaked the fuck out. A giant spider looming over you, just like darting your eyes around, making weird groaning noises.
I think that's all I can do, right?
Okay,
Yep.
So, if I move here, am I going to get attacked?
Yes, you would.
Okay, so I'm going to stay here. I'm going to attack 12.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Woo! Nat
This is going to
20.
be a real good turn.
Yeah, you just pull back that same thigh that's been messed up. You just pick that leg up and you just bury your foot right in its face, and its head smashes into the ground, just barely clinging to life.
Okay,
You saw the other
and
attack.
then- yeah, so I'm going to use my
I do
trait.
want to remind you that if you move up one square,
Fine.
you can have advantage on all your
Yeah.
attacks because you'll be flanking.
Good boy.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to use aggressive. As a bonus action, you can move up to your speed towards an enemy of your choice you can see or hear. You must be closer. So I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to attack 4.
Okay, so you'll still produce an opportunity attack if you do that.
Yeah.
You good with that?
Oh, I will?
Yeah. Aggressive, I
Why?
don't believe it says it makes you immune to them.
It doesn't. So how... Is that not dead?
No, it's still alive.
Oh. Motherfucker. Okay, so then I'm going to attack that one again.
Okay. Do you want to move up and get advantage?
Nah, it's fine. It's
Alright.
going to die. I would assume, considering it's taken 6 damage and the other one only took 7.
So So I will warn you guys. I do random hit points just so you guys can't figure it out very easily.
Oh, okay.
So some things will die ridiculously easy, and some things will actually have like closer to their maximum hit points.
Okay.
If you guys don't like that, let me know, and I can make it just always do the average. So yeah, you stomp on it again, and this damn thing just will not die. It's still barely holding on. Like one mandible's all broken and shit. It's in rough shape, but not dead.
Good job.
Zan, you're up, bud.
Guys,
Kill this fucking spider.
which one have we been punching here?
12, the one right in
12.
front of you.
One right next to you, yeah.
So I'm gonna swing with this glaive and
If you want advantage, if you swing right here, you can have advantage on your attack.
okay. So yeah, let's. Oh, you already moved me. All right. No. 12.
That's a hit. So Zan pulls out this giant glaive with 10-foot reach, swings around, and as he does, he just uses momentum to cleave into the spider.
Roll some damage,
Yeah.
my dude.
Damage.
And you cleave it clean in half and kind of look at Grok like, dude, that wasn't that hard. I don't know what the problem was.
So I know what the problem was, dude.
I want you to know that I'm literally butt naked. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna look at Chris's character and just slap him a peen. Just
you have some movement left. Do you want to do anything with it?
Can I? Veer?
Absolutely. Malka, you're up.
Zach. Oh, no,
No.
wait, that's Matt.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't realize it was muted. If I move away, do I get attack of opportunity?
Correct.
Okay. I'm just gonna swing with my sword. Fuck this fool.
Push me in the
You missed. You swing out, but
Or
unfortunately,
not.
it's a little beat up and it just ducks out of the way the last second.
All right. Desperate second swing of my otherin. Fuck.
Also missed. Like you had your one moment, but like this isn't your bag. Like this isn't normally how you do things. Cobalt, you're up.
I want to get real close to Matt's character and just like graze against him, like looking to see if he hit. Just be like,
I punch Matt's character in the peen.
Little awkward.
What do you want to do, Cobalt?
I am gonna yank out my hand axe and I'm gonna go to town on the spider.
And you hit.
Yay!
Nice. To be clear, that's not me.
Nice. You start cleaving into it. You're not doing a lot of damage because not really your thing necessarily, but starting to have an effect.
Oh, I'm swinging wildly.
Hit anything.
Let's see, this guy's gonna turn around and try to bite the kobold and just horribly miss. Turns out that like mandibles not great against armor. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Norman,
Armor for the win, Grok.
Norman just kind of wiggles around on the ground a little bit. Grok, you're up, buddy.
He's just kind of foaming at the mouth, just like pushing.
Yeah, like I'm paralyzed and poisoned. Like the foam's not even like foamy color anymore. It's just like green and fucking orangish. I do faint whispers of "Save me, save me."
I'm still here, guys.
Grok, what are you gonna do, buddy?
Move. Punch. Oh, God. Well. That's that, right?
You still have your other arm.
Other arm. That's better.
That was use your strong hand that time.
Yep, and with that, like, you realize the punches and kicks aren't working, so you just whip the peen around and just dot him on the top of the head.
Yeah, just fucking hit him with the hammer, baby. What's up?
That was your strongest weapon you even know.
I hope he bites you in the dick to be hilarious.
Exactly.
I'll flex the poison out.
As you pass out, all the blood going to you.
Zan, you're up, buddy. You do not have advantage lined up from Norman because he is not threatening the enemy in any shape, way, or form.
Okay.
So you can swing around and grab one of the other angles, but right now you don't have advantage.
So if you get to his right, you'll have advantage because I'm
Yeah.
standing behind him. Yeah.
We're gonna swing out this glaive again and get this guy out of my hair. If I can find where my skills are, or my...
Don't forget, you can pull those down to those bottom, like, numbered tab areas, and then they're always there.
Gotcha.
Cobalt is bloodless.
That's a hit. Go on to roll damage.
Yeah, that
Take him
was
out.
not what I was wanting to do.
Never mind.
You go to swing, but like pretty much when your swing started is when Grok resorted to the peen attack, and like it's just it's too much. You're like, what the fuck?
Come on, dude.
What kind of monk are you?
Kind who
Okay, you're
gets
up.
bonus armor for being naked. To
Circle
be clear, I want to wear pants while we're not in combat, and then every time combat shows up, just like they're just rip-off pants with buttons on the side, and just
Oh,
rip them the fuck
shit.
off.
Breakaways.
Yeah.
An orc in breakaway pants. This is a great anime.
Yep.
It's a great light novel.
All right, because both of my swings missed last time, I got a little frustrated. I'm gonna just pull back an arrow as tight as I can and just try and bury it right in his head.
All right, disadvantage. Go for it.
If you roll a 1, I'm gonna laugh so fucking hard.
All right, here. Fuck you.
You
Alright.
got it, man.
You got to roll one more because you didn't roll disadvantage.
Oh, right.
Wait, he is advantage or
No, he has disadvantage.
why?
Using a ranged weapon in melee always produces disadvantage.
Oh, sucks for you.
Ah, fucking missed.
Yep. So you pull it back as hard as you can, and you shoot right over the top of him.
The power of the peen is too strong.
Cobalt, you're up.
Hand axe, just going crazy on this thing still.
That's it. And that's all it takes. You just lose your mind on it, and you're just like wailing away. It died at least 4 swings ago, and you're still just chopping away at it.
You're just yelling at it like, dude, it's
Like-
dead.
I'm gonna put my pants on before I get erect.
So like you only stop swinging at it because Norman all of a sudden wakes up and just starts screaming like he's been trying to do for the last minute. Just now could all of a sudden move again.
Hey, Malka, let's tabletop Grok while he's putting his pants on.
I just leave him off at this point. That's what you fucking get now. Deal with the orc peen.
All right, so at this point it is pretty late. Malka, do you want to make the survival check with advantage for me to see if you can find a nice camp spot?
Hell yeah.
Anywhere in these rocks or anything away from... No more spiders, please.
Well, wait. These spiders, do they? Can we assume that these spiders killed some people at some point?
Can we loot them?
Yeah. What I'm saying is we should loot them and then go to the rocks they came from and see if there's corpses.
What if there are more spiders?
Yeah.
We'll fucking
Yeah,
kill them.
don't disturb a spider nest. That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, no,
I'm like still dying over here, guys.
Oh, yeah, I
so,
guess we should...
Nobody asked you,
Yep.
racist goblin.
Nope. If Grok, do you do it? Do you go check the rocks out?
Not with that tone of voice. Jeez. You were way too excited about that shit.
No, I ain't excited about good playwright is, buddy. It's an investigation check if you want to do it.
I'm gonna go. Okay. What was that?
Was my survival with advantage roll so we
For the double
can...
tens.
I'm gonna check the rock closest to me. What skill?
Investigation, please.
Oh boy, maybe I won't.
It's you committed. A negative. All right, you scour this rock thing. I mean, you find some webs and stuff. You find like a couple little lizards caught in the web, and you free them because the spiders are dicks. Those little geckos didn't do anything wrong. You feel confident you've scoured every inch of that rock, and you did not find anything.
Somebody else can look at this fucking rock.
Can I use perception?
Sure.
Can Matt perceive that there are loot in these rocks that my dumbass couldn't find?
What'd I roll?
So you look in there, and it's like right at the top. You have no idea how Grok didn't find it.
Yeah.
You find a little miniature golden sickle. It's just kind of a little trinket. You look around, and it's at that point, being a ranger and kind of looking at tracks, you realize this isn't traveled very much. And now you guys are getting closer and closer to the monster area. Like normal human-y people come here less often. So they likely fed mostly on just wild beasts and things like that. But you do find that one little knickknack.
Can we give that scythe to Norman? How many
It
is
is-
this little scythe?
Miniature is even small for Norman.
Oh, okay, alright.
So it's a mini. Grok paint.
Cool. Do I want to make that survival check now then?
You already did it, didn't you?
Yeah, you did it.
Okay.
So what do we find, Senior DM?
So you find a little thicket. It's not quite as good and cozy as the little board outpost you guys found before, but it'll do. It'll keep most wild animals and things like that away from you.
Dope.
Do you guys do the same kind of watching orders last night?
Yeah. If it ain't broke. What time is it? Game time?
When you guys set up camp, it's probably about 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Luckily, it's nice. There's good moon, so seeing's not hard. Even if you don't have dark vision, although I think most of or all of you do.
Okay. I'm feeling like I'm at home, so I'm gonna pull out my shell, kind of play on my shell while we sit near the fire.
Give me a shell check. It's real good. In fact, all of you feel a little inspired by the shell check.
Shell check?
So, you want to describe it, Malka?
I've learned through my travels that the people of the land would closest call this a flute, but I fashioned it out of a shell that was given to me on my 18th hatch year, and I carry it with me always. Reminds me of home. Sounds of the sea.
How fragile is it?
Rock punch it.
I kind of just want to smack it out of his hands and be like, oops.
I don't know. Are we gonna call this a fragile instrument, or is it a solid chunk of shell?
It's a solid chunk of shell. It's
Okay.
intentionally made out of really rigid, strong shell for travel purposes. Plus,
Oh, okay. I'm not actually going to do it. I just thought it would be funny. Just be like, oops. Bam. Alright, I'm going to do it.
Does anyone want to do anything else with their nights?
I'm good.
I'll take first watch.
Blow some glass.
Are you still working on your pipe, right?
Yes. Yep.
All right, go make a glass check for me.
Go.
I mean, it's not quite the enthusiasm needed to keep a festival going. But you're making good progress. At no point did you damage it.
Sweet.
Small victories.
All right, you guys find a nice peaceful rest. Norman, you wake up the next day, you're a little sore. That poison really did a number on you. You definitely think that maybe fighting squirrels is more your speed.
Norman,
I
how you
agree.
doing, buddy?
I'm sore.
You threw up a lot in your sleep.
I'll eat it.
Oh, why is there a star on me?
The star is inspiration, because Malka rolled so well on his performance check. I went ahead and gave everybody inspiration. You guys all, like, it was a song of his home, but it definitely reminded all of you guys of the places you came from and the life that brought you here.
You play us a song of his people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Can I drum it out with him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nah.
We can retcon a little drum action to go with it.
Man, for a guy who can play the drums, it's not going well.
Oh, that didn't actually roll, so you can do it again.
Oh, it didn't?
Nope. Lucky you. Oh yeah, no, it's a fat beat. You do a great job.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Dragrock is just getting it in. Like you guys do the full on like old school Dre, like the flute kind of plays the part of the piano, bringing in like the higher tones, and you just drop a fat bass underneath it.
Jeez.
I need an example.
I need somebody to drop some lyrics. Who's gonna be our substitute bard for the evening?
I say we don't have a bard, so
I think you're actually the closest, Malka.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know all the languages.
It's true.
Do I have anything that'll help me with this? No.
Freestyle.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to roll for freestyle
It'd be a performance check.
on performance.
yeah.
Okay. I'm going to attempt it in Celestial, so even if I fuck it up, nobody else really knows what I said.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah, that didn't take.
Nope, I'm going. Got it.
You don't need to speak. You don't need to speak the language to know this didn't go well. It's real bad, guys.
I'm gonna stop drumming.
Damn.
He's like,
I'm gonna put the drum away, turn my back to the camp, and just start my watch.
Yeah, what was that? The White Rapper movie?
Which one?
The Beverly Hills rapper guy?
Malibu Most Wanted.
Yeah,
no.
it's.
yeah.
But like,
I'm
like,
Jamie Foxx.
that dude is like killing it by comparison. I mean,
Oh.
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to make cricket sounds start occurring.
yeah, no. Luckily, I'm too lazy to uncheck all those stars, but it was not good. You killed a great vibe. So you guys get up, you travel the next day. It's a pretty easy travel. You're kind of in this nice little in-between part where you're far enough away from towns that there's not a lot of traffic here, so you guys can move a little more freely. It's a little more akin to what you're used to traveling through in more monster-related territory. You find another camp, not too hard, especially since you guys are getting closer and closer to the Monster Hills. Norman, you realize that some of this looks a little familiar. Not a lot, but like maybe some of the scouts from your original village had reported back scenes that look kind of like this.
Is he there?
I actually don't know what I'm supposed to say to that, right?
No, nothing at all. Just know
Okay.
that you feel like you might be kind of close to your hometown.
Okay.
You guys travel. It takes several days. You guys are far enough away from the prison now to know that you are unlikely being pursued, and if you are, there must be at least a full day behind you. Having Malka really helps with that. You guys are virtually untrackable. It's pretty rough. You guys travel a whole other day without incident, and at this point you make it to the very edge of the Monster Hills. I can bring the big map up if you guys want, but just know that you guys are kind of in that big hilly area.
Okay.
I will say Malka and Norman, you guys got about a quarter of a day into the hills, and all of a sudden, I'll actually give it to Grok too, because I just picture this fitting Grok. You smell booze, and like good booze.
What kind of monk is this that's getting hammered?
Grok, smell, booze. Can I perceive where it is coming from?
Make a perception check.
Why you were in there?
What's your perception at, Grok?
Yeah.
+2.
You just like, your eyes just close, and it's like a bloodhound at this point. You just like take off running.
Yes. It's like,
That's
it's like
possible.
Looney Tunes. He's just like book loose fire.
Alright, I'm gonna haul ass towards the booze.
Meep.
Meep, 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 beep.
I guess we should probably follow him to make sure he doesn't get into trouble.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess.
I
On his
agree.
ass. I can go for a drink.
I got all this gold to blow.
So Grok,
I
you're
go
just
for some women.
hauling ass, and all of a sudden you take it in the step, and your legs are still moving, but they're not touching anything anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
You said dex?
You just so you know, that's a check. Dex saves on the other side. It worked out fine. You don't have to worry about this time, but there's some proficiency bonuses. So there's no ground. Somehow, just through the power of what you can clearly identify as rum now, you just air run straight across the entire pit. Like the ground falls out. It's a 10-foot square area. Grok just somehow just air runs Looney Tunes style right across.
Literally the Roadrunner.
The rest of you guys see it in time to stop. You look down. It's a 10-foot pit. And you notice that there's some kind of idol or something in the pit.
Okay, can I tie rope around this arrow and shoot it across to Grok to secure it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make an attack roll in chat just to make sure you don't like.
Wait,
totally
is the booze in the pit?
Yes.
Okay.
On booze from this pit, and we just see this idol. I'm guessing there's like a fog of war going on here.
No, I don't have a map for this. This is kind of a little socialish encounter. The map won't.
Okay.
The map shouldn't matter too much for this.
Okay, making the roll in chat.
Yeah, luckily good enough for what you had to accomplish.
Fair
You
enough,
pull an
okay.
arrow out. You tie a rope to it. You fire across. It ends up a little short, but Grok's able to pick it up and have the other end of the rope.
Okay.
I'm extremely motivated by this booze.
Yep. So now that the pit fell out of the way, you can kind of like clarify the smell. The smell's coming from inside, and Grok, you look down, you peer in, and you see this little bitty guy just hanging out on top of this little idol.
Yo,
Goddamn gremlins. Okay.
Do you say anything to him?
Hey!
Yes.
Sharing is caring.
If you get me out of this pit, I will share it all with you.
how'd you
Can I
get
do
this
a
pit?
Can I do a perception check to see how strong he is? Because I could possibly just kill him and take all of the booze.
Yeah, you size him up. You're like, one-on-one, there's a shot. I mean, not like the best decision you could make, and you definitely don't want to roll better than you did earlier, but maybe.
I would like to do an insight check to see if he is the actual trap.
For that, I'll say you have to make an investigation check.
Investigation check?
Yep.
I'm gonna the tearaways are off now, just in case.
I'm not gonna lie, like you say tearaway, all I can picture is like some really shitty like rope belt that you just flex real hard and it pops off and the pants just fall on the ground.
Exactly, they just fall and I step out of them. Hell
Yeah. So you look and you size the trap up pretty quick. I mean, this isn't your first rodeo. There appears to be the idol definitely has something to it. It's hard to tell exactly what it is. Definitely some kind of magical enchantment involved with it. In addition, you kind of look up and you notice that there is actually a large boulderish type thing hidden under, like, through the branches and all the leaves and the trees that looks like it would fall directly into the pit if triggered.
Do I happen to see where the rope is going for the boulder itself?
You kind of take a peek, and it looks like someone actually like tunneled it in, and it's attached to a platform next to the idol.
Okay. You know what? I'd like to just take my crossbow and shoot the gremlin.
Okay. He
Gonna shoot the gremlin in the face.
Yep, he is in chat now, or in the combat tracker if you want to roll. He sees you pull out the crossbow, and like as you pull it back, he's like, "Hey, if you shoot me, you get no rum."
Grok is fucking pissed at this
look.
point.
Look, and he looks at you because you like you see like he feels all the anger. He's like, "Look, I just want out of here. I'm fucking trapped."
I will rip your fucking skull from the top of your shoulders.
Alright,
We
now
got
I'd
rope,
like to
we
know.
got arrows.
Now I'd like to roll an insight check to see if he's telling the truth or if he's part of this.
Go for it.
That's not my roll.
We got ropes. We got arrows. We could just yank him out of this hole. And
Oh,
Yes, that's very good. So next time though, insight checks go on the tower.
You keep referring to that. I'm not sure what you're referring to on that.
Bottom
Bottom-
right-hand corner, there's a little picture.
Ah.
of the tower.
I see. Okay, was not aware of that.
No, it's no big deal. So yeah, he's on the up and up. I'll even say with that, you know he's telling the truth, and you notice that he's actually sitting on the idol and doesn't appear to have ever moved off of it, even to like break line of sight with you when you had your crossbow out.
Okay, so this is one of those traps where someone has to stay on top of it then.
So it's Indiana Jones.
Okay, so at that point, anybody want to try to go down, pick him up so that boulder, and I point to the boulder up at top, doesn't fall and crush it and everything?
Grok.
Well, if we pick him up, the boulder will fall. Then, so who's replacing the goblin
Do
or
we
the
have
gremlin?
anything? Do we have anything in our bags that we could swap out, like
I
Indiana
mean-
Jones style?
I'm
You
just
got
saying,
gold.
a gremlin and a goblin are about the same size.
Matt, grab your mod.
Let's see. It would take probably a couple of things. One of the things that would be fairly close in weight would.
Because he was biting at my ankles and eating your gloves.
Do we have the same dog?
Yeah, I would say that a decent sized weapon would probably weigh about as much.
Like a
I mean,
short sword, like two short swords.
Two short
have a-
swords, one longer weapon.
Okay,
have
I can sacrifice my short swords. I
Well-
use daggers.
I have a quarterstaff that I don't use. So
I would say the
if we need to leave it, it won't matter.
Yeah, the quarterstaff
Yeah.
and like the quarterstaff and the mini sickle.
How about the darts?
If you like
I-
stab all the darts into the quarterstaff, it would 100% work.
That's what I'm doing.
All right,
Darts
so
are best on-
so
One of
Grok,
his mini sickles like supposed to sit on this thing and
so
You can always
Grok,
tie a rope to the stick and then pull it right back out.
so
Not have to lose anything.
pantsless Grok pulls out his quarterstaff and starts stabbing darts into it.
Yeah, and I'll tie a rope to the end, like Zach said.
Well,
Okay.
and what we'll do is I'll go down. I'll grab the gremlin and replace him with the staff, and we'll do it that way.
you just hold up. I got a javelin. You just chuck that thing down there,
I just
and you can just run up it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And it could stab into like the podium that they're on.
Is
that
anybody good
require
with
it?
actual traps?
Traps? What's that under?
abilities maybe.
So you need thieves tools in order to do that.
I have thieves tools.
All right. If you have thieves tools, let's see, you are proficient, so you'd have +5. And I will say that because of some of the rolls that Cobalt made, he could explain the trap to you, so you build a roll straight up to see if you could like actually disable the trap.
Okay. What is that?
You have to choose. You have to either go into the pit and disable the trap there, or you can try to disable the boulder up top. Like climb the trees and actually go to the boulder to see if you can disable it.
Considering my character has a bit of a specialty with traps in general, since he used to make them, I would probably assume that the trigger would be easier to disable.
That would be an accurate assessment.
So going inside the hole.
Going inside the hole.
Okay.
Now, I will say,
Oh.
since you are a rogue, you know that if you, like, as part of deactivating a trap, if a failure generally sets it off, so you'll be in the hole with the boulder coming down if it doesn't work.
Okay. So is it possible that this hole's 10 foot by 10 foot, correct?
Yep.
We each have 50 foot of rope. If we put rope down in like a square shape, like nailed down with arrows, if the boulder falls,
Twitch.
would the
there's-
ropes catch it and I not die?
The boulder's real big. It's meant to fill most of the hole when it falls down. It will probably exceed the weight of what you could do with 5 ropes. But I do love the idea.
Thank you. For Grok, I apologize for being racist. I will go get your booze.
All right, so with that, Norman just jumps down into the pit. The
I
goblin,
mean, he either gets my booze or dies. So.
the gremlin looks. He's like, "Oh, you're actually gonna do it? Seriously, don't fuck this up. I've been down here a long time, but not long enough to want to die." So,
Hey, don't worry.
Norman, here's the trick. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh.
Constitution savings.
You jump down in the pit, and all of a sudden you are overwhelmed with the smell of alcohol. You have to save to see if you're not getting, like, basically contact drunk.
So Constitution save, correct?
Yep. You're basically seeing how much of a drinker you are right here.
God damn it.
It is barely enough. Like, you know you can't stay down here very long, or you're going to get drunk, and getting drunk would make this much more difficult. Make a Thieves' Tools check for me to see if you can disarm the trap.
Now, Thieves' Tools with advantage, right? Since I know how it works.
No.
Why no?
So, you know how it works, but you don't know, like, intricately, like, every little bit about it. That's how you have to get advantage, or someone has to help you, and no one can help you with this. Unless someone else has proficiency with Thieves' Tools and actually want to go down and assist you.
I do not.
I think the only person who might is Zach.
I don't.
So,
How
hold on one second. You do, if you want to do it. Your hand pops off and becomes Thieves' Tools that you're proficient in. Because skeleton.
That is true.
That's a sweet ability.
Yeah, you could take your hand off and use it to help them.
Throw me your hand. Or, give me a hand.
Give me a hand. Like,
All right, I'll jump down and I'll assist.
Make a
I
Constitution.
mean, does he have to? Do you have to jump down? Really?
Yeah, no,
Can he just throw it to me?
No, he has to actively help you with it. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Do it in
And
the tower.
How do I do this, by the way?
You give me 1
The
second.
Thieves' Tool.
Let's get Cobalt to make a con save for me. So Cobalt, you get down there and you're like, God damn, I've been drinking a long time. This shit is good. And like, no matter how many times everyone's like, dude, just sip on it, you're taking it to the head. Like, you're already on this path. So
His name's
unfortunately,
actually Ray Mayberry?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Skeleton
unfortunately,
going.
you have
Skeleton
the
puke soon.
you have the Rayberry curse, and like you're too drunk to help him now. So
Oh no.
straight up roll Thieves' Tools into the chat, which is like a normal skill check, Beef.
Inventory. Tools.
You have to actually roll the thing though.
Like, there's nothing for me to roll, Ray. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's in my inventory, but I don't know how to.
No. Go to your skills. It's a skill check.
Oh.
And try real hard not to fuck it up.
No.
That's not good.
And with that, like, you go down there to mess with it, and all of a sudden, just enough sober hits Cobalt. Oh, you have inspiration if you want to use it. You can re-roll that.
Fuck yes, I do. I don't want to kill us.
You're welcome.
All right, roll it again.
You're welcome for that.
thank you, Grok, for not.
Oh,
Oh my god!
It was even-
No!
You go down
Grok.
there, and
Oh, but in my final words,
Grok, hit the boulder with the peen.
Use your hammer.
Throw me the rum.
So all of a sudden, you go down there and you pull out your Thieves' Tools and you kind of take a look at it, and you realize you're in so far over your head and you have no fucking idea what you're doing, and it doesn't stop
And
you at
around-
all.
At around that point, I would like to go ahead and start messing with it, regardless of the fact that I'm drunk, and just accidentally.
Yep. And then all of a sudden, Cobalt's like, "No, I got this." He takes like the wrong hand. He's totally right-handed, and he just pops the wrong hand off. And he's like trying to use his mouth for it, and she's like, "I got it. I totally got it. It's fine."
We're good here.
And all of a sudden, you guys
I'm
hear
at this point, like, I'm pacing. Like, fucking god damn it, motherfucker.
So all of a sudden, like, you guys see Grok pacing, like, wings swinging around as he makes the turn every time. And
All you can hear is every time I turn is just.
with that, you guys hear the rub, and all of a sudden, branches start breaking above you, and this huge boulder comes crashing down. I need both Cobalt and Norman to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Fuck. Please.
I think, did we just lose 2 team members?
I think so.
To booze.
Oh, dear God.
Norman and Cobalt both dive for the corners, trying to get out of the way. It's not happening. Like, Norman's got little legs. That dude can't jump. And then Cobalt's just flat out drunk. Like, he, like,
So it's-
a foot pops off when he tries to run and shit. It's horrible. The rock comes crashing down. Let's see if the gremlin survived this.
Please. Someone survive.
The gremlin just, like, barrels up just a little bit, and the rock hits the podium, but not the gremlin. And you just hear him go,
All right.
"Motherfucker, I told you I didn't want to fucking die today!"
So wait. The boulder is sitting on the podium, right?
Yeah, it came down and just destroyed the podium, but, like, it left just enough room. The gremlin's remarkably little, so he had just enough room not to die. But the other two are, like, unconscious under a boulder right now. And you guys hear a
Just
gremlin's
went with
going,
the
"I
quarters.
fucking knew it! The motherfucker doesn't. He took his fucking hand off! There's no fucking way he could have done this!"
Jeez.
A couple seconds later, he does eventually, like, crawl his way out, though. And he's like, what the fuck is wrong with the... Well, I mean...
So I want to step up. I want to step up behind him and like bump into him with my shins. And be like, so about that boost.
Yeah, Grok is just
Um,
peen to face with this fucking gremlin
So,
at this point.
as soon as you get within 20 feet of him, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Both of us?
Yeah, anyone who gets within 20 feet of him.
In the tower?
Actually, if you just tell me you're getting within 20 feet, I can drop it on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get real close to him.
Oh, no.
Actually, I made a small mistake.
So maybe that one doesn't count, Matt.
No, Matt is immune to poison, but so is Cobalt. And I made a mistake. I forgot drunkenness is poison, technically. Which means Cobalt cannot be drunk.
Oh, dude, I'm so fucking wasted.
Yeah, you are hammered.
That's what I wanted, so...
So for like retcon purposes, Cobalt, if you want to make one more con save for me, I will retcon part of this.
No. Let's leave it as it is.
Fair
We'll
enough.
play it as it rolls.
Yep, my bad. So yeah, Malka, you're totally fine. You can't be drunk. You can drink all fucking day. It's irrelevant to you.
Sweet.
Grok, not so much.
Hell yeah.
You are hammered.
Hello, little friend. Do you want to share more?
About this time, Zan, you remember how death works, and you realize that about every 6 seconds or so, your friends are gonna die a little more, and you guys probably need to figure out what to do about that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're dying, so every 6 seconds they're gonna need a death saving throw and see how much closer to permadeath they get.
Oh, fuck. Do we have anything that we can use to try and heal them? What's
If
my-
you can get Zan to them, he could use lay on
Healing
hands.
hand. Yeah, lay on hand. Well, can I only use it once?
So I group it in 5 for like speed's sake, because in normal circumstances that's how you'll use it. But you can actually use it 1 point at a time if you want. So for the sake of this, we can say you
okay.
can use it on both of them.
Okay.
Well, are they down by the rope that we threw across?
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pop initiative. Drunk ass
God.
Rock is first up, and they're pretty much in the middle. Neither one of them got that far away from it. They're both fairly close to the idol, but like the rock broke and landed on them. So they're like in a small thing of rubble.
Okay.
Where am I?
You are up on. You're like basically right at the edge of the cliff, or like of the edge of the pit. It's only a 10-foot pit. You guys can just jump in and out pretty easily. The rock makes it really easy to get up and down.
So, I ain't having any of that, because I am wasted. Can I just sit on the edge of the pit and call it a day?
Yeah,
Do
you
it.
sit on the edge of the pit and you just take in the drunkenness. As long as you're next to this little rum goblin or gremlin, you just get hammered.
Yep, I'm just gonna look at it and be like,
That guy away from me. You guys-
you're my little friend.
So at some point you reach over. Go ahead and make a athletics check for me. With disadvantage because you're poisoned.
How do I do it with disadvantage?
It's
Down here?
Yep.
In the dice tower?
Nah, you can roll it out.
Whee!
Okay.
So you reach out and try to grab him. He just barely gets away from you. Like he's just so small. He goes between your fingers. You try to grab him and just like hold on to him.
I just want to be your friend.
Malka, you're up.
So is Grok holding him right now, or did he get?
No.
No,
He got away.
but he's pretty distracted just dealing with Grok and Grok trying to like hold on to him.
Okay, now I want to do the same. I want to sit. I want to like kind of swoop up next to him and just try and like sit on either side of him. One side with Grok and one with me. Kind of dangle my legs in the pit and just scooch him forward and have him sit and be like, "Here, sit and watch this, buddy."
Me or the gremlin?
The gremlin.
Yeah,
The gremlins are
yeah.
free drunk, homie.
Come sit. Be
Yeah,
my
Come
friend.
sit.
he's a little scared, but he also doesn't want to fight all of you guys, so he comes and sits down.
I just
And
want to
then,
pat his head. I want to pet him like he's a kitty.
And then I want to play. I want to play the song of my people, and try and inspire the group before Chris makes an attempt to get into that pit.
Yeah,
Oh
unfortunately.
dear God, I forgot about the drums.
All right, let me
It's gotta be
go.
advantage when I'm drunk, right? That's how that works.
All right,
In your mind, it's advantage. In actual, it's a disadvantage.
I don't know, man.
You're
how's
feeling
my song going over?
you're feeling really good. In fact, that was so good. The song actually brings Norman and Cobalt one step closer to life. I'm gonna give them both one death save, successful each.
Nice.
Dope. Okay.
Try and keep up the spirits.
Unconscious.
All right, the gremlin's up. Let's see, he's actually neutral now, so he kind of looks around. He's like, can I help you?
Yeah, Gremlin, you dirty motherfucker. You better. We need to get this guys out of here.
Whoa.
Not sure what you want me to do about that, but do you have like a potion? I can take a potion to him.
Um,
Let me look. I'm gonna shuffle through my bag.
I have a mess kit.
Yeah, mess kit, rations, no
No.
potion. No water skin. That's yeah, no potion.
Well, I'll hop down there. We'll heal him up real quick. And
Why the fuck is it always me and these fucking idiots? And he just jumps down and like starts walking through a bunch of little rubble. He's gonna attempt to do a medicine check to see if he can stabilize one of them. No, it's not what he does, guys. It didn't help at all.
he pours rum actually on them.
Yeah, he's like, this is what you do for wounds, right? You just pour alcohol on it.
This fixes everything, right?
I mean,
All right, Zan, go ahead and make an athletics check to see if you can get in there and actually move enough rubble to make contact with one of them, and tell me which one you're trying to get to first.
I guess I'm trying to get to Norman first, right?
Yeah,
Good roll.
fucking swole's the goal, dude. You start like, you just punch down into the rubble and like move fucking heaving amounts of it.
Earthbender.
Earthbender.
And lay on hands is an action, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll say you get Norman stabilized that round just because your roll was so good, and that's the same one the Gremlin was working on.
Okay.
So Norman, you find yourself with with just barely waking up, and so you kind of come to consciousness, still kind of mostly buried though, for the record. Like it's enough to get a hand in there, not enough to like get you out.
This guy enough to like touch your fingertip.
Yeah, like it's like just the nose. You're like, yeah, that's fine.
There you go.
All right, Norman, you're surrounded in rubble, pretty much near death. What do you want to do?
Can I, like, try to, like, acrobatic my way out of this shit?
You can athletics your way out of it.
You can like wiggle your way out of it.
I can't use acrobatics. I'm so much better at it.
I know you are, but unfortunately, this isn't really about how like dexterous you are. If you were like avoiding the rocks falling, that would be one thing. But for this, it's really about how just you gotta do push-ups, man. It's the way it works.
All right, I did it.
So like you wiggle a little bit, and like some of it starts to come off, but you probably gonna need another round of that same amount of work. You're about halfway out now.
Okay.
Make
Cobalt,
progress.
you
And actually, before you continue with what you're thinking, I'm gonna use my my
okay.
race feature to drop to 1 hit point and just kind of be scattered as a pile of bones.
okay? So next time, just let me know ahead of time, okay? Like kind of when it happens. But yeah, no. So Cobalt, when it hit you, you had just enough consciousness to be like, "Fuck that!" You just kind of burst into a billion little pieces of bones.
He just kind of went limp and just bones just fell
That's
out.
literally what it is. It's like a little pile of bones.
Whoop. Oh, now what?
Little skull peeking up. Why is it the kobolds that always have to do everything?
Grok, you're back up,
Because
and
he
your
moved
little
further
gremlin
away-
dude is in the rubble now.
Yeah, because he moved away from me, am I still hammered?
Yeah, you're poisoned. Like you're hammered for about an hour.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
Rock, if you want to you want to try to jump down there and punch some of these rocks away?
Can do, good buddy.
Kind of stumble his way into this pit.
Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of expect him to, like, drop down, like, fall, land on his back, and forget why he's down there.
What do I need to roll to do that?
It's an athletics check to try to help move the rubble around.
Do I need to be at disadvantage?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you get down there, and like, you made it look like you were trying to worry about the guys. You wouldn't know where the fuck that little gremlin went though. And you get down there, and you're just too drunk and too panicked about the gremlin leaving your visual sight to really accomplish much of anything.
Hell yeah. Alright.
Malco, you're up.
Okay. Let's see, what can I do? I don't really want to be down there with the group. The last thing I want is something bad to happen and just all of us wipe.
I mean, it'd be nice for if you could, I don't know, you keep a lookout, I guess.
Yeah. If you
While they're down there, let me use perception to see what I see in the room or around the pit.
okay, go ahead and roll a perception check for me. It's a pit. It's a hilly area. There definitely used to be a rock above it.
It's a pit.
I guess it's really not that much of a pit anymore. Now it's just like a weird rock hole.
Okay, well, fair enough.
So I will say at this point, you guys are going to succeed. Luckily, thanks to skeleton abilities and stuff like that, you guys will eventually get here. Over the course of the next like 5 minutes or so, you guys kind of dig everything out. There's a brief moment of panic where Zan's like, "Oh my god, Cobalt's dead. He's in 1,000 pieces, guys. It's over. Fuck it. We need a new cleric. Somebody reroll healer. I don't know what else to do." But eventually,
I just want to be like, shh. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
over the next like Grok spends the next like 5
Like
turns just
Batman.
finding this gremlin, and now he's like tightly holding him in his hand. But yeah, at this
He's
point,
not getting away this time.
you guys are all back together. Cobalt, it takes a while. Like definitely like not all of you is there for a minute. Like a partially put together skeleton was kind of like digging through the rubble trying to find a couple missing ribs and shit like that.
Where's my shin? I need my shin.
Like it's at one point, like there's some other skeleton bones down there too. So you're like, fuck, is that one mine?
I'm kind of confused because Gremlin looks like a. Wait, are we still in turn? Like
No,
action?
you guys are out of initiative order now.
Okay. Well, I want to use animal handling on the fucking Gremlin and see if I can't, in my mind, tame him to come along with us and just keep him in my pack.
Okay, that would be a persuasion roll instead of animal handling because he's not an animal.
Decided he was an animal on my head.
Oh no, you can try. Like if you can definitely go that route.
He rolls a natural 20. Yep, didn't work.
That guy, no.
You approach him. You try to get him to come along. He kind of looks and he's like, so I kind of been in that pit for like a really, really long time, and you guys are all dipshits, so that's probably not gonna happen. but
We're going adventuring, dude. It can only get better from here.
Am I still holding him?
yeah,
I want to bring him real close to my face and just be like, just do it. Just do it.
But it's totally that drunk whispering where like he thinks he's quiet, but he's actually like, guys, just
Listen,
do it. It's
listen,
totally fine.
listen,
It's good.
Listen. Just fucking do it.
I mean, if you don't, we could always tie you up and just keep you in a pocket. Feed you
My
corns.
pocket.
His butt pocket, because he's not
I
wearing
don't-
any clothes.
I don't have any pockets. It's called a prison wallet.
I keep a drunken gremlin in my ass.
So he
at all
looks,
times.
he looks confused and doesn't get it. Then he kind of looks you up and down a little bit and is like, oh, and this look of just horror comes across his face, like,
And
oh
then
god,
I'm gonna pull him even closer to the point where he can smell the fucking stomach bile on my
So-
breath from the vomit, and just be like, "I'm gonna get a rubber suit and share it with you."
So you do that, and all of a sudden, he actually like kind of makes a little gesture, and you just fall prone. You've kind of not totally passed out, but you're a little extra fucked up now.
Dope. Am I
And
still holding on to him?
yeah, it's not quite as good of a grip, but you still have him. He looks around like, so no, I'm not going in his ass. It's not a thing. But I can
But
give you something for saving me. I really do appreciate it, even though you guys are totally fucking horrible at it. But I do have.
Hey, sorry, you know anything about this weird note we got?
What note?
note.
I'm gonna show him the note out of my backpack.
Okay, he looks it over. Do you guys tell him that it came on an arrow?
Sure, yeah, and tell him about the circumstances around the well, or the pit, rather.
Give me-
Going around, we find a lot of pits.
Yeah, we should gotta stay out of these.
Yeah, there's only so many traps when you guys are first level. Alright, give me 1 second. You guys actually caught me off guard here. He looks at you, and he looks actually like taken back. He was like, "Oh, who are you guys? Why does the Fey Hunter have interest in you?"
Ooh.
Ooh.
And that is where we're gonna leave it.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Okay.
All right.
It's 6 minutes. Like there will not be a better stopping point. Great job, guys. Way to like solve problems and stuff.
Yeah.
I wanted to